Hi guys, welcome to part 2. Today is the drying day of the crop. We've got a bigger job on our hands to dry it today. Unfortunately it rained last night, so we've got even more drying to do today. But it looks like it's going to be a nice day. We've got blue skies and sunshine. Hopefully with enough time we can get it dry enough. If you haven't seen part 1, then make sure to go and check that out, because what's the point in watching these in the wrong order? Come on dogs, up. It's now 7:45 in the morning. I'm just going to go and have a look at the crop just to see how wet it is and to see how much dew is on the ground, and then I'll be able to decide when we're going to ted the field. Well, it's definitely wet, that's for sure. So, I'm just feeling what the inside of the swaths feel like, and it is still just a little bit wet, and also a little bit from the rain last night. I'd say about another couple of hours, maybe 2 hours or so, and I'll get stuck into this field with the tedder. Get it all spread out and make use of this glorious sunshine that we've got. Hopefully it stays like this all today and tomorrow when we're going to pick it up, and then we can get the sheet on, job done for another 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and then it'll be second cut. But all in all, I'm quite happy with it. It looks like a mega crop and there's definitely plenty of it. Okay. Wow, look at the damage on the new blades already. Good. Hey, new subscriber, Anna Carvalho. Thanks, Anna. Fingers crossed we don't have any problems. It has been stored all winter, so I just needed to put a bit of air in the tyres, and we are set to go. So let's go and get this grass dried out. Just wanted to stop for a minute just to check on the machine to make sure that it's working correctly and it's set up right. It seems to be perfect actually. What I'm aiming for is for the tine to spin round, and at the lowest point there is just to brush the mowed grass. So just needs to skim over the top of the grass here any lower down and it's going to start scratching soil, and that soil is then going to get into the silage. So any higher on the machine and it's going to be missing bits and not picking it up. So where it's at the minute is perfect. I'm just going to have a quick look. I don't want to leave it there for too long because it does scratch the surface. But oh, so it's dry on the top of the swaths, dry in between the swaths, but it's also wet in the middle of the swaths. So that is why it's the right time to ted it out. So I'm going to get it all done as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to check it all again because I might have to go over it once more. So everyone that mows a field in the same way. They do 9 laps around the headland and then they mow off the middle of the field. So the reason we do that is because this tedder is designed to ted out 3 swaths at a time. So if we've done 9 laps around, then with the tedder it's only 3 laps. And now I'm going to start going through the middle of the field. I do 3 swaths, skip 3 swaths, do 3 swaths, skip 3 swaths. Then on my way back on the field, it's already planned out. I tell you what, stop listening to me explaining it, just carry on watching the video. So we have a problem. I think I spoke too soon before when I said hopefully we don't get any problems. Yeah, we have a problem with this. So what started to happen, this part of the tedder here ended up getting very hot. We took this filler bolt off here to see in the inside, and there was no grease at all. And then we've noticed there's also no seal on the end here. It's really frustrating because after we finished with it last year, we had it serviced and we had all new bearings put inside, and the chap who has serviced it has obviously not put it back together properly, and now the internals inside of here are probably knackered, which is going to cost a lot of money to repair. And also I now have a tedder that's not usable, so my contracting costs for the first cut are going to go up. Really frustrating. So I've rang the contractors and asked if I could borrow one, and they said I can borrow one, but I've got to wait for it because unfortunately it's buried at the back of the shed. So it is what it is, nothing I can do about it now. Really frustrating, but unfortunately problems like this do happen. It shouldn't have happened, but it's happened, so what can you do? Okay, so I'm currently at the contractors now. They've given me a tedder to use for the day. Coincidentally, it's exactly the same one that I had on this morning, just a newer version, so hopefully we're not going to get the same problem with this one. Alright, so I have come to this field with the intention of tedding it for the second time, and I've arrived and I've checked the crop, and I'm starting to think that actually tedding it for the second time might not be beneficial. As you can see, it's dry on the top, and when you turn it over it is a little bit greener. The light green colour is the moisture that's in the grass. It is a little bit greener, but not really that much of a difference. So going for it again with the tedder will only shatter it some more. We'll end up losing a bit of crop, and I just don't know whether it's worth it. So my dad's now on the way down. He's the more experienced one in making good silage, so he'll give me hopefully some good advice, and we'll be able to make a decision from that. So the debate is, when it gets rowed up, technically speaking it is turned over again. So if I was to go through it with a tedder for the second time, and then it gets rowed up after that, it's being moved 3 times then, and I actually don't think it needs being moved 3 times. On the forecast it does say there's a chance of rain. This morning it said it was coming at 5 o'clock, now it's saying it's coming at 9 o'clock, so it seems to be moving back and moving back. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, then we have that tedder on standby. We're going to keep that tomorrow, and just in case we need to go around the fields again and turn them over and dry them out some more in the sun if it rains. Too late to be doing first cut this year. We prefer less quantity and more quality, but the weather hasn't been on our side, so what can you do? Mother Nature, you're a cruel woman.
And there's not a lot of life in this grass anyway. I don't know why, because it's had plenty of feed, but it looks to me like it's just desperate for some slurry. But whether we bother bringing it here.
So after I've been into the field a bit more, like the heavier bits, yeah, there is a little bit.
That's nothing.
But obviously that'll
mix in, and
that to me seems dry enough.
Yeah, it is. And you see, because it's light green, there's no life in it anyway. So get that one's rowing up now. It starts ready for rowing up. That and that one.
You reckon that one is rowing up as well? No, don't head it.
Yeah. So, get this one and that one rowed up, and then you haven't done Smithy yet, have you?
No, but he's down on the meadows now.
Oh right.
With that big tedder, you know, so I could head back. I could head back and take over for him and tell him, you just go and row this up and I'll finish off what you're doing.
Is he doing the rowing up as well?
Yeah. So that's when I spoke to Simon last.
It's not coming till later, the rain, if it comes.
9 o'clock.
And there's only a bit.
Yeah.
So if you get these 2 rowed up, it'll be 2.5 hours before the rowing needs to kick in then. And then it'll be dry on the top, and if it's wet through, we can go through with it, we can go ahead with the tedder in front.
Yeah. And so that's why the contractors are much faster than me at tedding out, because their machines is twice the size of mine. They can do 6 swaths and mine can only do 3. But those things cost a lot of money, and we just can't justify spending that sort of money on something that we're going to only use maybe 4 or 5 times in a year. So I'll stick with the smaller ones and hopefully maintain it a little bit better.